Hi, it's a wisdom from Nye, guys, back here with another video. And this is a dang girl where you been part 2 slash how important setting boundaries are. I won't go in too much depth about where I've been at for 1 to 2 months. A lot has happened. I've been through some things I thought I would never go through. I've been in places mentally I thought I would never be. It's been a lot within like the past 2 months roughly. But you know, your girl doesn't forget who her God is, and she doesn't forget who she is. And she doesn't forget how much she is loved and how much she is needed and how much she is valued and how much she's worth. You know what I'm saying? And I want you guys to know the same. If you're going through hard times, you are worth living for, and you are worth living. You know what I'm saying? That's really deep to me. Setting boundaries is just so important, especially in the season that I'm in. But I feel like setting boundaries is important in any and every season that we're in, because we have to know our yeses and nos. We have to know what we're able to handle and what we're not able to handle. We have to know what we're capable of and what we're not capable of. And setting boundaries will also bring out the realness and the vulnerable side of you, because you're being real with yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're saying yes to this. You're saying no to this. You know what I'm saying? And my biggest problem was I was a yes man. I always said yes, 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 yes to everything. And it just got to a point where I was drained, because I'm constantly giving and giving and giving and giving to people. But what am I getting in return? And I've always been a big fan of people not, no. I've always been a big fan of when I do something, or when someone does something for me, I don't want you to throw it back in my face, because I feel like now you don't appreciate me for real. But really, it is, they want that love to be reciprocated. That's it. And I finally understand that. And it took me like a while to get there. It took me a while to get there, to understand I'm steady giving and giving and giving and giving, but what am I getting in return? I'm not getting the same amount. And that's how it should be. You know what I'm saying? God isn't going to keep giving and giving and giving and giving to us, and we don't, and we get to a point where, God, Jesus help me, because the devil is trying to take my thoughts and he's trying to take my mind, and I'm not finna let it happen. I'm not finna let it happen. God will put us in situations over and over and over and over again until we learn the proper and correct way, so we can get out of that situation. That can be any bad situation, any toxic situation. You know what I'm saying? And so it just finally got to a point where I'm tired. I'm tired of being a slave to this. I'm tired of being a slave to that. I'm tired of always being yes, 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 yes. And I'm not getting anything in return, and not exactly expecting anything in return. But one thing that I do expect from people is to love me for me. And if you can't do that, then move around. And that's how we gotta be. That's a boundary. If you can't love me for who I am, then move around. Maybe I just need to love you from over here, and you can love me from over there. And I wish the best for you, and I want the best for you. But when it comes to your mental health, that's a whole different thing. Because people think our mentality and our brains isn't as important as our physical health, and it is. Our mental health is probably more important. Honestly, it's probably more important than any other type of health, because when it comes to our mental, so many, we have 60 to 70,000 thoughts every day. Look it up. We have all of these thoughts going through our head, negative thoughts, positive thoughts, things that don't matter, things that do matter, when we need to just step out of it one day and just evaluate ourselves. Evaluate how you feel. Why do I feel this way? Why do I feel that way? Why am I crying? Why am I so sad? Why? Just why? Like, I'll be vulnerable for a moment. Honestly, I'll be vulnerable through through all of my videos. But yesterday, you know, I'm doing promos for my lip gloss line and everything like that. And I got, you know, I did my makeup, and, you know, while I was doing my makeup, I felt fine. But then I just stopped doing my makeup, or I was done doing my makeup, and I just felt ugly. Like, I just felt so ugly, and I just began to like cry. And I didn't, honestly, I was crying, but I wasn't letting no tear fall, because I was not gonna let that mess up my makeup. But I just started crying because it's just like, I just felt ugly. And it's just like, I honestly sat there and was like, I looked in the mirror and was like, because I was just ready to go in the bathroom, take off all my makeup, lay down and cry and go to sleep. And it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And so I looked in the mirror and I was like, why am I so sad? Why do I feel like this? What's going on? Like, I was just feeling fine a minute ago. Like, it was just all of a sudden, I got this sad feeling. And I sat there and looked at myself like, why? What's going on? What's going on? And things from my childhood start to like pop up. And when I was younger, I was never the pretty one or the cute one. I was always called ugly. Like, I might have been called cute like a few times, but I always was the ugly one. And that crept up on me for some reason. It crept up on me for some reason. And I just had a moment, like, I just had to tell myself, you're not ugly. You're beautiful inside and out. You're talented. You're wonderful. Like, I had to keep telling myself that over and over and over and over again, because stuff like that, it can happen. It does happen when we don't deal with our problems. I could have just ignored it and suppressed it. But because I understand how important mental health is these days, in the career and the major that I'm going down and going with, I just had to do that. I just had to do that. And God just told me, you're talented, you're beautiful inside and out. You're not ugly. Don't worry about what they said when you were a child. You were a child. You're grown now. You don't have to accept that. You don't have to tolerate that anymore. And so after that, like, I just felt really good. I felt free. I felt like me again, because I confronted myself and I self-reflected, and because I love myself and I know that I'm not ugly. But it's just like, I just had to have that moment, because I never had that moment before, and I didn't realize that childhood things still was bothering me in a way, and I didn't even know it. So I just want to encourage you guys to not let anything that has happened to you in the past, anything that was said to you in the past, don't allow it to affect you. Make that a boundary. Don't allow that to affect you. Anyone who tries to bring up your past to try to bring you down, because there are some instances where you need to look back, but don't stay there. You know what I'm saying? But anyone who calls you ugly, or says you're dumb, or says you're not going to make it, set a boundary in your life that you're not going to accept that. You're not going to tolerate that, because you know you're better than that. And God knows you're better than that. And because you love yourself, and God loves you. And if they don't accept that, then they just have to go. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't need that type of negativity in our lives when we're trying to grow and we're trying to evolve. It's very important that we do love ourselves. Another thing that I've been on every day is self-love. And I feel like setting boundaries is self-love, is self-care. You know what I'm saying? You have to have a balance. You have to have a balance with your yeses and your nos. You have to have a balance with your non-negotiations in your negotiations, what you're going to argue about and what you're not going to argue about, what you're going to tolerate and what you're not going to tolerate. You know what I'm saying? Because you love yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can't keep putting others first and you putting yourself second. That doesn't make no sense. You have to put yourself as a priority for once. And when you do that, from experience, people are going to think you're acting funny. People are going to ignore you. People are going to make it seem like you're just acting different. You don't like them. You know, all those type of things. You know what I'm saying? And you can't let that bother you. You can't let that bother you. You cannot let that affect your growth. You may not understand it, and it may hurt you that they may think that, because you may want them to, you may think they gonna understand you. But everyone is not where you are mentally. Everyone is not where you are spiritually. You know what I'm saying? Everyone isn't evolving and growing at the same rate as you. But you can't stay where they are. You have to go. You have to go. I don't care if that's mother, father, sister, brother, boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband. I don't care who it is. Kids, your best friend since you were 2 years old. If they don't understand that you're trying to evolve and grow and they don't want to get on that train with you, leave them right there. Leave them right there. Leave them. And sooner or later, hopefully sooner than later, they will realize, like, dang, she was just trying to grow. And that person, she gave me a chance to grow with her, but I didn't want to because I didn't want to understand where she was coming from. And that's okay too, because when you do move on from certain people in life, that don't mean that God doesn't love them either. That's why we got to pray for our enemies, and we got to pray for those who we separate from, because just because y'all didn't work out, or y'all not friends, or you got into it with that family member because they didn't understand where you were coming from, that don't mean you wish bad on them, because that's gonna block your blessing. If anything, you pray for them. You pray for them that they have understanding. You pray for them that they will begin to love themselves just as you were. You pray for them that they will evolve. You pray for them that they will continue to grow. You wish the absolute best for them. You know what I'm saying? That's just really deep. And that's where I'm at in life right now. Just self-love and setting boundaries and really just self-love. Putting myself first, putting God first. Because when you put God first, He'll put you first. You know what I'm saying? I'm just working on staying focused on the right things. Not being a slave to things and things like that. All of those things are very important. And with elevation comes separation. That's like the most realest thing I've heard. You know what I'm saying? With elevation becomes separation, because not everyone's gonna understand, and you may think and hope they will, but you can't stay there. You gotta move, because procrastination is the devil, and you can't procrastinate and wait for them. And now you behind. Now you gotta play catch up. No, I'll see you next lifetime or something. I don't know, but I gotta go. I love you. I wish the absolute best for you, but I have to go. I'm trying to evolve. I'm trying to grow. And that if that means leaving people that you love dearly behind, then that's just what it means. You know what I'm saying? We are going to go through trials and tribulations. We're going to go through ups and downs. We're going to lose people who thought we would never lose. But you can't stay stagnant in that. You can't grow in that type of environment, because there's no balance. You know what I'm saying? So stay balanced, y'all. Stay balanced. Stay hopeful. Stay loved. Stay up. That is the catch up of me. Dang girl, where you been at part 2, and how important setting boundaries is in self-love. Like all of that in one. I love you guys so much. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm sorry. Your girl, Wisdom from Nye, is now on Twitter at Wisdom from Nye, and Wisdom from Nye is also on Facebook at Wisdom from Nye. So make sure you go like those pages, follow those pages for daily inspiration when I'm not doing videos. I pretty much post every day, multiple times a day. So Make sure you do that. Go tell your friends about it. Go tell your mom about it. Go tell her co-workers about it. You know what I'm saying? Go tell your best friend. So I love you guys, and I will talk to you guys later. Shalom, shalom.